Welcome to Virtual AWANA. We're so glad you're here.
Even though we can't be together in person, we're really excited for all the fun stuff we have planned.
That's right. Join along in the actions and participate in the story with us.
I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. Let's get started.
King Jesus is all.
King Jesus is all.
My all in all.
My all in all.
And I know that it'll answer me when I call.
Me when I call.
Walking by my side.
Walking by my side.
Oh, I'm so satisfied.
I'm so satisfied.
King Jesus is all.
King Jesus is all.
My all in all.
My all in all.
Well, I went out to meet the Lord.
Oh yeah.
I got down on my knees. I said my very first prayer. Oh, the Holy Ghost, He met me there. Well, 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 I stepped on the rock. The rock was sound. Oh, the love of Jesus came a-tumbling down. And the reason I know that He saved my soul, I dug down deep and I found pure gold. King Jesus is all.
King Jesus is all.
My all in all.
My all in all.
And I know that He'll answer.
And I know
Hello,
that
Lord.
He'll answer
Me when I call.
me when I call.
Walking by my side.
Walking by my side.
Oh, I'm so satisfied.
I'm so satisfied.
King Jesus is all.
King Jesus is all.
My all in all.
Oh, hey, Parker. Whoa. Wait a minute. That's not Parker.
Nope, it's not. Yeah, I'm one of Parker's friends, David. He said I should come over here sometime, and here I am.
Well, David, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you could make it, man. So tell me, what are you working on here?
I'm working on growing the most humongous pumpkin ever. It'll be just as big as this one, if not bigger. Can you help me grow it? I think I just need to water it every day, you know, just keep pumping it up.
David, I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not going to work.
It's not? Oh, but I had big plans for this guy. See, I was going to make it, once I had it all grown and everything, full of water, pumped up, I was going to make it into a boat like this. See, just sail the hides on one of them pumpkin boats, yeah? Can you help me get the hose out back?
But, David, the problem isn't that you don't have enough water. I'll show you the problem. The problem's right here. Your pumpkin isn't attached to the vine anymore. It can't grow anymore if it's not attached to the vine.
Oh, so that's how it works. Bummer. I guess I'll have to dry it off and bring it back home.
Well, David, yeah, here's a towel. Dry it off. But you don't have to go home. I'm just about to teach a lesson about how we all need to stay connected to the vine. What do you say you grab a seat and listen in?
Sure, I'll have a seat. I could use some more pumpkin information. Yeah.
So it's true, David. I'm afraid your pumpkin can't grow any bigger if it's not connected to a vine. There's pumpkins connected to the vine, and they can continue to grow. Now, Jesus talks about vines and how important they are a lot in his lessons to us in the Bible. Actually, I don't think many pumpkins grew in Bible lands, but I know for sure that a lot of grapes did. Now, this is how a grapevine works. The vine is this part down here, and the branches are attached to the vine. They come out like this, and then the fruit grows down from there. Now, Jesus actually used this as an example to show us how we can stay attached to the vine so that we can continue to grow too. Jesus actually says, I am the true vine. And so if we look at this, what he's saying is that he's the main vine. We are like branches who have to stay connected to the vine, and then we can bear good fruit. What kind of fruit, you might ask? Well, the fruit of the Spirit. We can read about this in the book of Galatians. It's things like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. That's the kind of fruit that we can bear if our branch stays connected to Jesus, to the vine. We can continue to grow. Now, Jesus said, I am the true vine. So that got me thinking, does that also mean that there are false vines? I think that there are. let's say, for example, if I take my branch and I try to connect it to money, like if I want to get really, really rich and I just want lots and lots of money and lots of stuff that this money can buy for me. If I'm stuck right here to this money, then all that my branch is going to produce is greediness. Now, what if my branch is stuck simply to the idea of becoming very, very popular? What if that's what I stick my branch to? Well, then I'm thinking more about myself than of others. What I'm doing is I'm thinking of myself more highly than they are. And that will make me very prideful. The only fruit that would come from this branch is pride. See, kids, I don't want to have greed, and I don't want to have pride. What if I just stick my branch to screen time? I want more and more phone time. I want more and more time with my video games and my social media, and that's all I want. I just want that for me. Well, then all that my branch is going to produce is a whole lot of selfishness. But Jesus says that if I can keep my branch stuck to him, then the good things will come from my life. Things like self-control and love and joy, peace, patience, faithfulness, all those things that are promised to us in the book of Galatians. And so that's what I want to do. Why would I want greedy or prideful or selfish when I can have joy and peace and patience? Now, in every lesson that we've had together so far, I've been talking a lot about Old Testament stories too, especially the one where Moses parts the Red Sea and the Israelites go walking through on dry ground as they get away from slavery to the Egyptians. And when we talked about light, we talked about how that light guided the Israelites faithfully through the wilderness, and that same light, the light of Jesus, that can guide us in our life. And when we talked about how God faithfully fed them every day with manna, we talked about how Jesus is our bread of life, and we need him every day as well. So now, this is another part of the story that I haven't told you yet. Did you know the Israelites weren't actually supposed to walk around in the wilderness for a full 40 years? It's true. You see, God told Moses, choose 12 men and have them go out and spy on the promised land. It's actually more like go out and tour the promised land. See all the goodness that's right there that I, God, want to give to you Israelites. That's what that was all about. And so sure enough, 12 men went out. They went out to check out the promised land. And two of them, Joshua and Caleb, they came back and they were so thrilled with the goodness that God had to offer them. There was fruit that was so big that they had to take that on a pole between the two men to carry it back to show the other Israelites. Now, do grapes really get that big? That seems a little outlandish, doesn't it? I thought I'd check. Look at this picture. Grapes really do get that big. Isn't that amazing? And that is the goodness that God was promising to the Israelites. However, although Joshua and Caleb totally trusted God and the goodness, unfortunately, the other 10 men did not. They told the Israelites, oh, our enemies in that land, they're giants, and we look like mere grasshoppers compared to them. And they didn't trust God. They didn't want to keep their branch stuck to God's plan for them. So basically, they had choices. They could either take their branch and connect it there to God's plan for them, and they could walk into that promised land and be victorious, or they could take that branch and connect it to fear. Sadly, what they chose was to connect their branch to fear. They were concerned that God wasn't big enough to get them into the promised land. And that's sad. What happened then is they did have to wander around in the desert land for 40 years. But you know, God is so faithful. He's so good. He continued to lead them with that light throughout those 40 years. He continued to provide daily food for them throughout those 40 years. I heard that even their shoes did not wear out. For 40 years, he kept them safe and clothed and fed. And so I think the lesson in all of this for us today, kiddos, is this. We have a choice every day too. Are we going to choose to put our branch stuck to Jesus the vine and grow in all the goodness that he has to offer us so we can bear the good fruit of things like love, joy, peace, and patience? That's our choice every day. Am I going to be connected to Jesus, the true vine? Because that's really the way that we will grow. Here's our verse. It goes like this. I am the vine and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, then you will bear much fruit. And apart from me, you can do nothing. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to go get your craft bag, and I want you to get your scissors and your glue stick. Meet me back here in a minute. We're going to work on our craft project. Thanks so much. Welcome back, boys and girls. I hope you had a chance to grab your glue stick, your scissors, and maybe even a box of crayons. It's time to add to our posters again. I'm sure yours are looking great. So far we have the rock. We heard about how Jesus is our firm foundation. We have the light, and we learned about how Jesus is our guiding light. He lights the path. And we have the bread. Because Jesus is the bread of life, we need to be with him daily. So our picture for today is this one, the one with the vine and the branches. It says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. That's from John chapter 15. So you can go ahead and stick this anywhere on your poster. I'm going to put mine right here. Feel free to color your pictures as well, kids. I'm sure they're looking great. See you next time. What did you think about the lesson, David?
I think I learned a lot. I learned that if I want my pumpkin to grow, it's got to stay connected to the vine. Just like if I want to grow as a Christian, I got to stay connected to Jesus.
That's right, David. And things like coming to AWANA, learning your Bible verses, those are a great way to stay connected to Jesus.
Yeah. Now I kind of feel silly, though, about my pumpkin and all. I don't know what to do with it. What do you think I should do?
Well, let's take a look at it here. Well, David, this here is a pie pumpkin. What do you say the two of us go downstairs? We could make a pumpkin pie. We could do it right now.
That sounds yummy. Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Hope you guys had fun at Virtual AWANA today. We know we sure did. Do we have a verse today?
Well, actually, we have a whole chapter, John 15.
Wait, isn't a whole chapter a little bit long?
I mean, it's not too bad.
How about we find like one verse,
One?
and then they can read the rest of the Bible in their own time?
Oh, okay. I guess if I have to pick one, I'll pick John 15:5.
Oh, that's a good one. What is that one?
This one says, I am the vine and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing.
Wow, that's a good verse. Hope you guys have a fun week. Remember to join us on Zoom and Marco Polo. Have a good week.
Thank you. Bye.